Hi, I'm edA-qa, and today I will be doing a gingerbread puzzle with this gingerbread here. So this gingerbread is from an author. Where is his name? Microstock. No, this doesn't sound like an individual author's name. It's going to be a bit weird. Microstock set. Great. So this is from this author. I'll give him credit anyways. I don't know who it really is, but I'll be using this one. I've already downloaded it. I get it. This is part of the puzzle games I do. Last week I did this one. This one was the edA-qa's room. What do I love most about Christmas? I'll just throw that over in the chat so you can see it, and I'll let you solve that puzzle if you haven't already solved that before. So this is the advent calendar. It's a part of a series of puzzles, and I'm just doing them just static puzzles to go along with the edA-qa's room. The main puzzles help drive them, but also just because it's fun to just take a break from all the other stuff and do just a simple one. I've been fighting a messaging service the whole time. All right. I have to admit, though, that I'm actually not quite sure what I'm going to do with these gingerbread men yet. So while I'm converting this stuff, I'm going to... Okay. So first off, I'm going to convert it. And I'm hoping by the time I'm done converting it, I will actually have an idea of what I will do with the puzzle, because I'm not entirely clear. I go to Windows always just to run Illustrator. This is my sole purpose for having Adobe, is to convert vector graphics into SVGs, because there is no other tool that does it satisfactorily. That's really unfortunate. I'd really love a tool that does it, but unfortunately I have not found one. And I've tried several. All right, I have network drive here somewhere. The VBox server. Where am I? It's been a whole week. I should know where I am. Singles, that's where it is stuck. Gingerbread, gingerbread, gingerbread. Now, sometimes I go to Inkscape after. Sometimes there's a few difficulties. I'm hoping I won't have them with that. I'm probably not going to use all of these, but I'm just going to export them all anyways. Not that file. File, export. Wait. They changed this dialog, did they? It's weird. Yeah, okay, export this gingerbread. This is the one I want. So I don't know why it never remembers my settings. I want 5 decimals, internal CSS. I'm going to go with presentation attributes because they end up being more effective, less likely to break. And did it preserve layer names? Okay. So the inline CSS sometimes goes really things. Inline style should work as well. I don't know what's better. I like the presentation attributes. Makes it easier. So now let's go off to Inkscape. Got to leave there first. Open up my gingerbread men. Where are the gingerbread men? Gingerbread men. Who is it going to actually open this time? There we go. We have some gingerbread men. Ungroup them. Ungroup them. Okay. So now I have to think of an idea. What do I do with the gingerbread men? I'm still thinking. The potential here is one of those math puzzles, but they've been so popular that I don't want to do. And that's one where you have like Santa Claus plus a hat plus the Mrs. Claus equals 7, and then the guy empty without blah, 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 5. I'm sure you've seen them. I haven't done one myself before, so it'd be something new, but that's not as exciting. I mean, it's different. I'd like to come up with something creative. We could do an automatum, like an ordering, and then decide. I have the issue, though, that I only can enter on the site. If you saw the site, the answers, I'm a bit limited. The answer has to be a string of some kind. And if I can't enter in a string, it's hard to do. I've been meaning to put other ways to answer it in there, but I don't want to put too much effort on that right now because I want to do these. So what option I have? Think. Let me open up the most recent one first and open the candle flame one. Oh wait, that's not the one. No, I want the whole thing. Open up recent Advent candles. That's the one I want. And I just use these to save us. This is my template. And this is going to be, I don't know the name yet. So it's going to be gingerbread. Gingerbread something. Gingerbread what? I don't know the name of it yet. I'd like the name to include something about what I'm going to be solving it. It could just be gingerbread man. It's fine. Okay, let me just get rid of the stuff I don't want. this will be gingerbread man. We're going to have to change this later because it's not going to fit. Gingerbread man. Oh, we'll just make it tighter. That's fine. I'll put 2 lines. Okay. Now I have to figure out what I want to do with the puzzle. I have the basic here. And what can I do with this? So I can do a gingerbread automata. This gets difficult. Like, I can have the eyes and stuff and say, like, this guy's equal to 5. But then there's going to be a whole bunch of rows. So how small can we still see details here? If I make them small enough so I have an automata of lines of them, we're going to have details that are hard to see. So we can combine 2 math ones. So that might be an option, combining 2 of them. If I have a row of them, let's see if the row is like this. So if you have like this thing moves to the left, this thing moves to the right, and the hoop moves left and right, and they each have a value to them, and they add up to it, and you say the value to the left, then we can make one of them sad or something. Just flip the sadness on and off. That might work. That might work. The gingerbread automata might work. It might be a bit challenging though. So we've got the, I want 2 different colors. Like, we can have the jacket. We can have the colors alternate across. I could take the colors and make them go back and forth. I'm trying to think of what's a good idea there. What can I do with the colors? I've got an itchy nose today. I'm sorry. You get a tissue off screen here where you can't see me. Maybe you still saw me. All right. I think that'll work. So the basic idea is I'm going to have a row of them across the top. Let's just take a row of them. I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to group these together again first. Oops, I took too much of that. No, what's that? That's some weird background in the file. And these are supposed to be not too hard, so I can make it relatively easy. So the idea is if I take a line of these, let's take these guys here. Not that one, it's going to be more like this one. This one because it's fun. I just like that one. Now these are going to be too small, I think. I can probably make them a little bit bigger. And I want to do a line of them. And I have to worry about the spacing somehow because I only have so much space. So I have them, and then I have the second line where the clothes move around. The clothes moving around makes sense. So the color goes one way, the hat goes one way. Because what that does is it sets a pattern up, and you can look at the bottom, what's the pattern? You see it in 3, and then you get the 4th one down. So I'm just going to see if layout here, how many I'd need. Group them together, 1, 2, 3. That would work. Put them over there instead. Then I take this one here as well. Put this up like this. That would give me enough space. That would actually give me enough space to put a 5th row in if I really wanted to. Or I make this nice and big. Do I put a 5th one in, or do I keep it nice and big? That's kind of an issue here. Because I had these ones over here. Then I could just put this sideways or something. Sideways text isn't so good, but we'll figure out some way to do that later. What do I want to do that? How do I get this in there? All right, so I think I can fit it. Now, this initial question is, I think I need 3 rows to establish a pattern. So there's going to be a pattern here, but whether I have 4 gingerbread people or 5 rows. I could, in theory, make this thing bigger, but changing my template is a little bit hard. I don't want to really make them bigger. I like the template. I'm going to stick with it. forces my creativity a bit to stick within that template as well. And I could also make them vertical. How many would fit vertically? That's another option, make it vertical. Then have them go this way. You know, actually I like that approach there. So if I had these slightly smaller, then I could put a number on the bottom of each of them, and then I could have a progression of 5 of them. Not too excited about that either. I only need a progression of 3. The 3 pattern should be enough. And the reason I'm thinking about the layout right now too is because I have to integrate the layout with it. If I only have space for like 4, then I can't do a 5th one. If I have 5, then I have 5. And the pattern has to be based on it. So what do I want with all of these things? And they've got to have a color combination too. That's what's really weird. So I can't only have the pattern. You have to actually add the number up so you add it in. Preferably you'd add, on the page here, you'd have a way to just enter the pattern, but I don't have a way to do that. And I could just have a whole bunch of them there, and you click on them and say, this is the order they're in. But I'm wondering how hard that would be to do. I don't want to spend too much time, because then you have so many combinations of them. So if I gave them a number instead, the idea is if I give them a number, like each hat has a value, so you have to figure out the value and the pattern. And it's a 2-layered puzzle, which makes it extremely hard. But if I keep the number really simple, if I keep both of them really simple, it might work. Or even just put a number on them. How can I do that? How can I do that? Or, oh man, maybe this is the chance I should take, that I actually develop the entry thing. I put like 8 of them here and you click on them. But how many combinations would there be? The issue I have with that is I don't want to have like 1,000 combinations. Because then you have a palette here of like clicking on like 1,000 gingerbread men saying, what order the gingerbread men? And you have to find them as well. It might just be a matter of saying what they come in here. Or I could say what things they have on them, but that gives it away. Like at clues, you have to type in, he has a red hat, red jacket, red life, green leaf. That's an option 2. That's a bit of typing, but that might actually work. All right, let me figure out the pattern first, and then I'll figure out how to do that numbering it to it. So 4 is no good this way because they take up a lot of vertical space. So I think they have to go over here. The vertical space goes over here, but they need a number beside them. I can always move the logo somewhere else. This gives me lots of vertical space to work with. This actually gives me 5. I can put an extra 1 in each column. Then I could actually put the number beside it. I like that idea too. And then I could put the text anywhere else. I could put this text somewhere. It doesn't make a difference. This could actually go back at the top then. Then I could have numbers here and this down here. They could cut this off. I always think about people cutting the stuff off when they share the things. And I could put numbers over here if I really wanted to. So I can do a double sequence then. It's hard, but then I could say like this one equals to RH, green jacket, green leaf, and nothing or something. A 3-letter code. I'll think about that. Let me think about the pattern now first. Okay. So I'm going to have this pattern. I have 5 of them. What are the ones that I have in the gingerbread man? The bow tie is pretty hard to see. phone size. I'm thinking phone size. I mean, some of those math ones, you have to zoom in really far to see the details. You could technically see the bow tie, but I don't think it's dominant enough to worry about the bow tie, so I don't want the bow tie. I can make one sad and happy. I've got the hat, I've got the jacket. And what else can I do with this? Hat, jacket, the hat can move across. I'll just take these over here for now. I need one of these. And I've got the naked one there, but this is also the naked one here. I can probably just delete the thing from him. Delete the naked bits. Okay, and then they have more of these. Ooh, that's a weird one. Why can't I get to the... I want to get to that thing. Those could also be part of the pattern. I'm undecided yet. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If the last line always has 3 of them, or they go back and forth. So I'm tempted to go with a simpler pattern, but I don't think so. I think it gets too hard. I don't know why that one's darker. Because it's probably behind that. I understand why. That makes sense. These should go further behind, so they're partly obscured like that. There we go. Now it's correct. I'm going to change one of them to be sad face too. This is so annoying to do. So this could be like vertical. One of them could be sad. Whoa, what's that there? Oh man, this gets hard to do. Put this right to the front. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I want to group this, and then I want to put it back down. So now if I took this, hey, that's weird. I guess that's an Inkscape defect. So now I can flip that up and down. I can make one of the legs get eaten off as well. That's another option, make a leg get eaten off. All right, well, in case I get out of this group, let's do 5 of these. Put them in place roughly here so you can see the details. We have 5 gingerbread men. Run a line and distribute them in the center, spread them apart. Okay, now delete the rest of these guys. Roughly here. And I'll figure it out. I just want to do the pattern first. So the pattern one is take his hat, find a way to capture his hat here. Got a hat. So we're going to start with the hat right on the top left. Hello there, hat. So what do I do with this hat now? So the hat is going to move right each row. So it would theoretically be here, but this bottom row we're not going to have. I'm going to put silhouettes in the ends. So the hat always goes one to the right. It's a very obvious pattern. Okay. So what else can I do is I can also change the color. This is the thing about two. So if you each always have one with a color, you can see where it goes each time. Now the jacket, Christmas jacket or this thing? I'm wondering where the woods goes. You go like this is a bow tie. If I put the bow tie on any of them, it's going to have to be on all of them. And this is kind of an issue there. Put a bow tie in the last row, but no. If I use this one, he's naked. I can't just make them both move left and right because that's a little bit weird. It doesn't quite work that way. I can make just one vertical row or just one column of them. Or I really could just make it that simple. Moves left, that moves right. Or this one just expands from left to right. So they all have a leaf. So they all start with a leaf. These two have leaves, these three have leaves, and these four have leaves on them then. That's an option. Or I alternate the leaves back and forth. Leaf, 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 leaf. That sounds like something better to do with the colors. So green, 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 green. Yeah. In which case he would have a green hat. All right, well, do I want the jacket or suspenders? The suspenders actually look cuter than the jacket, but I kind of want both. How can I get both on there? Suspender dude's going to have to be broken up. I got to get these suspenders off of him. You know what? I'm going to leave the bow tie with the suspenders. That's a good option. No, but then it won't be the right color. No, that's bad. Whoops, that was the wrong thing to delete. I'm undecided on the bow tie, so I can go over here in case I need it again. This image wasn't grouped as well as some of the other ones have been, but it's still okay, as long as it has original objects to it. Come on, I see you sneaking out there. Suspenders. Group them together. Where do I put the suspenders now? Now I want the suspenders to go. Let's start them in the front. What part of to the front didn't you understand? Oh, because it's not in the right group. Get out of this group. To the front. So he has suspenders. If they just go to the bottom left, that's a bit basic. But what else could I do? I could chop off their arms or something too. That'd be really mean though. I can make the pattern of the smiling that whoever's sad gets the suspenders next. I like that approach. So we take this one here. Make him sad. And what that means is next time he gets the suspenders, and the suspenders make him happy. Is this enough to see the pattern though? And then make this guy sad. That might be hard to see. I'm not sure about this. And then he gets the suspenders and he's happy. So the sad guy gets suspenders, and that'd be enough to know that, let's say, this is now the sad guy. And he'll get the suspenders next time. Wow, I don't know. It's a tough one. There's three, pattern of three. Suspenders, where does it go to? You can figure that out. It's a pattern of three. There's nowhere else. And we're going to make one sad guy, of course, because there's always going to be one sad guy. Because they're going to have a different value somehow. Okay, so now I have the suspenders. I have the hat, I have the suspenders. What do I do with the other ones? I could still do the jacket. Where would the jacket go, though? The jacket could go to the guy. I would say it's the guy who's going to get the hat, but then it's always going to be right beside it. So that's no fun. I can just do one column of jacket. I can just make this guy always have the jacket. It's a very obvious pattern. You just go down with the jacket and the last guy has the jacket then. And it doesn't interfere with these ones, so it would work. Take some jacket out. Get rid of the extra bits. Where are the extra bits? Oh, those are behind those things. We got to be careful with that. It's behind its arm things, so this is not part of the jacket. What was that I just deleted? That's not part of it. There we go. Go away. That is part of the jacket, though. That looks like collar bits. You can see all the dots behind there. That because this wasn't grouped the way before, those dots are actually hard to get rid of. Because I'm not optimizing for my game, it doesn't make a difference. This is not going to be in SVG format. These are going to have to go a little bit behind, but for now, I'll clean that up afterwards, I think. So it has to go behind the sleeves, right? Which means it has to go inside that. I just throw it on here first on all of them. Clean that up later if we have to. It might not be that tragic. And so for my case, I'm going to have to know that he's a sad guy. Sad guy with a jacket. Not sure how that'll add up. And then the leaves, I don't know what to do with that. The hat is still there. What can I do with the rest of the thing? Do I have something else? I can put the leaf on them. Leaf, 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 leaf. Just wondering if you'd be able to tell the leaf, if there's a hidden leaf, whether it would work or not. So I'm unsure if the leaf, whether hidden or not, would work. Will they work with the hidden leaf? I'm uncertain of the hidden leaf. I kind of want to put the leaf on because it's cute. It's unfortunate the original one was flattened too much, so I can't get those things in the background. That's okay. It could actually go in the group. So if I was doing the actual games for this, I'd go through this group here, go to the ones and start iterating through here and just delete those. Because if I'm doing the live game, like Prototype or Carnival, these start adding up and they start rendering slowly, so it's important to get rid of all of them. But these are just going to be exporting it, so it's not tragic, but I just thought I'd show you how I get rid of them. All right, so get out of that group. And he gets the mark. I don't think we have to get rid of the other buttons from him. That actually might be okay. I can make this random and just associate it with the other button, with the other dots. No, I know what it works. Doesn't work on this sad guy here, though. The idea was that there's always one with it, one of the happy guys, but then you wouldn't be able to tell. So there's an option here. If we take this and get rid of these dots here, we go like the original one. He's naked, so he doesn't have buttons on. And that should be enough to see. You can see that at a small thing too, that they're missing some buttons there. And technically you shouldn't have socks on either. Like, these are sock-like things, so let's go in there and take that out too. Go away. Ah! Get rid of that. So he's really naked. It's going to make it more obvious that he's naked. So you have one naked one as well. And now what is the pattern? How does the pattern of the naked one go? Could just make the guy next to him naked. So he's naked, but then he would be naked as well. But then he'd have that on, and you'd have to know from underneath that it's underneath there. That could work if it's really, really obvious. Why does this guy have two things on his face? Oh, the hood has something on it. The hood's broken. I'll clean that up afterwards. How do I make the pattern that? So I got the hats going down this way. The jackets just go down this way. This follows the sadness. Whoever is sad gets it next and is happy. So the sad guy is going to go there next. Doesn't make a difference. This is a sad guy, it has to go there. But this row we're not going to know. So this row is going to be hidden. We're going to have silhouettes. Though maybe I could leave the silhouettes. I could leave like some of the dots on there so you know which one's naked. That might be enough. If the silhouette leaves the dots, you would know which one's naked. Then it can be entirely random. Then it doesn't matter much. You could be sad and naked. That'd be okay. And make one of these naked. All right, so if I get to get rid of this guy. So he's going to be naked, and he's going to have no dots on him. So the silhouettes are going to have to show the dots, and one of them is not going to have the dots. So there's a different pattern there. And then this one here I'm going to make naked as well, but he's got to be sad. Hello. Go right in the group. So there's two patterns there. That might be too much, but I think we'll live with that. And in this row, this one's going to be the naked guy. Okay, so now I have a few of those things. Got the jacket going down, that's an obvious pattern. The hat going to the right, that's an obvious pattern. This one's difficult. It goes to the sad guy. Sad guy's here, so he gets it. Sad guy here, he gets it then. And the naked one always gets the leaf. So there's going to have to some way show that there's a naked one on the bottom. And I think that's easy enough to do with the silhouette if I put the dots in it. Or if I leave the whole outline and just take off all the dresses to him. And then I have one plain one. The one plain one is fine. So now I have these gingerbread men. I have the hat. I didn't modify the color. No color, that's fine. So I don't need any more of these. They have the bow tie. I can make it cutesy that the bow tie goes with the naked people. It's a small detail that doesn't actually make a difference. Whoops. Come on, go up. The reason why I think it's okay to do is because there's no pattern to it. It's exactly with the leaf. Therefore, it's an acceptable decoration because it can't be misleading because it's combined with the leaf. So any of them, they have the bow tie and that thing, and they're naked, and these guys have the hats. So it's clear he gets the hat. This one, you have to find another pattern. The question is whether I put a fifth row. But then it's really screwed up with the smiling face. So let's just leave it here. I want to fix the hat first of all. The hat was originally supposed to be on, like, I can use the eyes to line it up. There you go. That's why those little dots in the eyes are there. Then how do I make the answer so you can enter it in? Like, what's the next row? How do I enter this? So if I were doing the live game like Prototype or Carnival, I'd have a way to enter these different patterns. But I don't have that here. I have a simple way to enter the checkbox things. So it means there has to be a double puzzle here. What is the pattern? And how can I do that? There's only one jacket, there's only one suspenders, there's one leaf. But the one sad guy, and there's one hat. How do you mark them? This guy has two things on him. Could make the math puzzle out of it. So yeah, so I have the puzzle now, which is like, you have to decipher what this row is. That how can I get you to enter that? That the people would know how to enter it. I could just give a palette of these. So you click on each of these. Ah, come on. That's a lot of work, though, in the sense of that this no longer becomes a static page. I'd have to do quite a bit of work here if you have to click on the symbols of which ones come next. Though I'm almost thinking it might be worth the effort because that's the most logical thing to do. Except then there's so many details, you might give it away too. How else can I enter that? If I gave them numbers like 0 and 1, but then you'd have to know the smiling faces and stuff like that. What do you do? Anybody have any ideas? Come on. I know there's not many people watching right now, but for the individual watching me right at the moment, do you have an idea for how I can encode these things? I get to put numbers on the things and add them up. Then you don't have to backtrack. But those numbers are going to be quite small. That's the problem. So sad would make it minus whatever it is. That's an option there. 1 minus 1. Whatever this is also minus 1. This is naked is maybe a 5. Oh man, I hate typing this in. And so like I say, the selector, if I had like the screen just so you click on them, but you'd have to find a way to configure them. What is he wearing? What is he doing this? And this starts to become like this page is fairly static. I did this quickly, and you'd have to have a little selector here, and that's way beyond what I want to do with these static puzzles, because you can still share it and still say what row of people come next. Or I could have a bit for reveal. In the revealing answer, you could reveal one at a time. That's an option, revealing one at a time. But it also means you can't type your guess in. Just trust people. And I mean, I trust people. It's their own game. They're playing it on their own. Whether they cheat or not, I don't care. But then it's not as much fun because you don't have that sense of like, I really knew that. You're walking the puzzle, and if you just click reveal 5 times, you're like, I knew that. But it's like, maybe you didn't. Maybe there was a detail you were missing. And so like the obvious option here is with the text. It's just to like hat, jacket. And then this is just like this. Hat, jacket, and then this is just maybe a 0. He has nothing. So how do I indicate nothing? Hat, jacket, slash. This is sad. And these are the pants. And this is naked. So like you can enter this code, but this starts to become like, this suddenly makes the puzzle super difficult. So this row has the code. You put dashes in here, but that makes it harder. HJ/SPN. I'm gonna have to squish them together more. And this now would be just jacket, hat, pants, naked, sad. It might work. Is it enough to figure out the pattern? I'm going to go with it just because I need a way to enter the code. So this is still jacket. And this is naked sad. And this is hat. And this is nothing. And these are pants. What I don't like the layering here. Because once you figure out this puzzle, how do you enter that over there? And so these could be closer together. Because what this makes is a layered puzzle. And I've noticed layered puzzles get very complicated. I could just give the names, but it's just like, he's like HJ. The slash isn't so good because the slash is really confusing. He has no qualities, and that's the weird thing. They all have qualities. He's sad. Hat, jacket. But what if you have jacket, hat? Well, you have a hat, jacket. It doesn't make a difference. And so this last row in this pattern would be jacket, sad, pants, naked, hat, and nothing. Worried whether this is not enough. How hard is this puzzle like this? I don't like this. I don't like that solution. How hard would it be to build this decorator here? Like I say, this is something I do for the game, like just a palette here. For the game, I'd enter... I'd put a decorator in. And that's actually a good idea for the game, a gingerbread decorator. And I had ideas for that, but for this type of puzzle, it's too hard because that's going to take me a lot of effort to plug it in there for that. And that's going to require like interactivity and more JavaScript than what I actually have on this page. It starts to get really complicated then. So I'm going to have to go like this and hope that this is understandable. It's a shitty font though. So let's figure this one out. So the side there is blindingly obvious. It's supposed to be now choose a reasonable font. This is the font. This is, I don't even know where this font came from. Why the hell is it this font? This font here is edA-qa, just use the same font. That's much smaller, that's much better. I can even put the guide on the bottom, right? So it's not a matter of encoding. It's a matter of thinking, this is Hackett Jack, nothing, sad pants, nothing. Right, that's an option down here. So I take this and actually just put it down here. We say hat equals hat. Hat, jacket, sad, pants, naked. Can I make partially transparent? No, I cannot. That's really sad. It's like what I can do is I make one of the letters stand out. Well, that really sucked. Can I select an individual color? No, no, you can't. Oh, it really sucks. So I can make them like that. So it's not so blind. So it's like this isn't, it's just meant to be an encoding there. I could make that the tip. I could make a tip reveal, but I don't really want to do that either. So in any case, let's take this one here. This one is now edA-qa as well. This is an annoying part of Inkscape sometimes. It doesn't change the font. I have no idea why it doesn't change the font. Which is so weird. See? Doesn't change it. So these are the codes. So now we have these codes here, HJSPN. Okay, so you have to figure out the code and the pattern. I mean, if you had just a code, that'd be easy, but there's 2 layers here. And I could put the letters on there. This is almost okay. This almost makes it too easy. That's the thing I worry about here. Maybe it could be easy. Maybe that's not a problem. Well, the last one's not going to be there, so what do I have? I wonder if I can do an image reveal. That'd be interesting, an image reveal, but then I have to find another way to save it. That I might be able to do. Okay, let's just do this one first. Let's all arrange them by their feet. These ones all to the left. All of their feet and equally space them. All of their feet and equally space them. All of their feet and equally space them, but they're going to be hidden. Yeah, I think I got to leave this here just because it just gets there's too much. I risk making it easier, but that's fine. So this is more of the encoded cookies. Where you take this code, coded cookies, now you have to figure out what this code is here, but the code is like hat, jacket. Once you figure out the code, it's fine. Then you have to figure out what comes next. So these all go away. This guy here, grouped it together, and they go off to the side. They're not going to be in the final form. Now I got to do a silhouette of a cookie. Take away that. Take away the inside. There's just so many layers on this thing. No! Oh, stop that. All right, so we have that. That gives me my layer to that. Get out of this layer here. So I have this cookie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put these two at the side here. Get them all in the same place. No, this guy has to go with there. To the bottom and equally space them. All right. Now I would put the 5-digit code. However, I found in the past that if I start putting 5 question marks, people get misled that there might be 2 question marks here. But that might be okay, but I don't really want to do that. Let's center all of these. And they're going to center them to the selection area. Okay. They're all lined up. Now I had one guy, the naked guy, has to be naked. And I'm going to make that obvious. So the pattern continues down there. I think that's okay. I gotta get to change it to its. What's next on the cookie production line? Cookie production line. This should be down here. The cookie production line. What's next on the cookie production line? So this is what's next. GSP and H dash. The dash I'm not so super happy with, but it's still there. They're spaced. They're clearly spaced. Do I need something better than the space? Is it obvious that these are spaced, or should this be more like a double space here? Whoops. Will I have enough space for that? Just make sure these are different spaced. It's not as well spaced now. That's the issue I have. So this last cookie's a bit off. Can you move a bit? There you go. Gingerbread Man. Puzzle name's a bit weird, but Gingerbread Man, does it still work? Gingerbread. Gingerbread Man. Yeah, I think this would. I'd make sure the spelling of Gingerbread Man, how it's traditionally spaced. Is it like 2 words like that? Is it Gingerbread Man, or is it just Gingerbread Man? Let's see what the most common spelling is. Gingerbread Man, gingerbread. Okay, they spell it with that separation. Gingerbread Man. I'll use the generic one. Okay, and so I have this. What's next in the production line? I'm going to make this smaller. Just because. It's a hint. You can use it if you want. You don't have to. But now I have to get the one color always different. And it's showing me, it's not letting me take the other color unless I split this up. Hat, jacket, naked pants, sans. So, is that correct? H is jacket. Hat, jacket. Sad, naked. Aha, but see, naked comes first. So these should be always in alphabetical order. H, I, J. Pants comes before sad. So if somebody's looking for a pattern there, it's in alphabetical order. I found it's traditionally it's been very helpful to maintain these orderings wherever possible so that people don't make a mistake. So jacket, pants, that's fine. Hat, jacket, naked, sad. I think that works. We have that, and then this is encoding it, and that gives an answer to type in. The jacket's sad, because J comes first, then the pants, then the naked, then the hat, then the dash. And this is jacket's sad, so you have that ordering there. And this one I'll just convert to and I can put 2 spaces in between here, each one too, because it's also clear that there's spacing between them. I don't know why that text was suddenly so big. This text all has the wrong color. So the hat always goes down to the right, so the next sequence of hat is there. The jacket goes straight down here, so this guy has a jacket. The sad guy gets that. So the sad guy's going to get that. So you have to know it goes over here. How do you know he's sad, though? There's no way of knowing that he's sad. So we're going to take a sad face and put it on him. Come on. He has to be sad, though. It's the only relevant detail there, I think. By default, the rest are happy. There's only one sad guy in each row, so that fills the pattern there. He's sad. The other ones are happy. He's naked. So he's going to get the leaf. You don't even have to know where the leaf's going, man. It's a bit unfortunate. You have to associate that he's naked, though, I guess, because he doesn't have the dots. And that's the association you have to make. There's no dots, so he's the naked one. He's the sad one, so he's going to get that. The jacket goes down there, the hat goes over here, and so he has nothing left. He has just a plain one. H, plain. Good. I think that does it. I think that does it for the puzzle. And again, these are a good way for me to test some of these ideas to see what type of logic people have in these things. What's next in the cookie production line? And again, the single question, because I found if you put like 3 questions, people think there's 3 letters. I put 5, they might forget that one of them is a double one, the JS, jacket, and sad. And so that's about all I can do. So right here, I'm going to take this and convert this to a path. Split this all up, and then these ones here, not that one, this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back out of the group. Back out of the group, I said. These are going to be the dark ones here. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one are going to be this color here. And this helps it out a bit because I want these puzzles to be relatively easy, and there's still enough to figure out here. And this is meant to be just an encoding. I could take this off. Like if I remove this, this would be considered a much harder puzzle. But with it on, it's a much easier puzzle. Not much easier. But I think otherwise it's just too much. And if it's too easy, I don't mind. You still have enough to figure out. You still have encoding. That's very big. So I think that's fine. I'm going to group these together. I think the spacing is good on all of these. The rows are spaced out. Are the rows evenly spaced out? I think so. And we did the spacing before on this column. I did that. This is not well spaced out here. Let's put this over here. Nah, it looks better in the corner. It's not from the bottom enough. Okay. Okay, check your answer at Gingerbread Man. I think that's okay. Check your answer, and that's edA-qa's room. That's fine there. Why is this one centered and those ones not? I don't know. I have a... Something's wrong there in the layout. Still something wrong in the layout. Put those on the top, but then this line doesn't fit. That's what we said is too short for there. I don't know. This type of layout is a bit of a challenge now to get this exactly correct. Where do these little bits finally go? Because this is off here. This is clearly in the wrong place. Wait, that's not good. If I center these two on these, it's centered with this line, but it's just weird. That's just weird. Where can I put that then? Take that away. You know, I could put this as like part of the logo. And that removes the limitation. That makes it a bit difficult. The logo is too, it doesn't fit then. It isn't helping me that much because it's just complicating the matter. Unless I put them out one row at a time. Let me put a second way of doing this. So this is an Inkscape. I consider a limitation that I have these split out because I wasn't able to change the color of one letter at a time using the picker tool, because then I'm going to change the whole thing, and so I wasn't sure how to do that the other way. No, don't do that. I'm not liking that either. This is almost still the best here. Put this back like this. Make this left aligned. Why is this not left aligned? Damn it, where do these things go? How can I fit this all in here? I think I spend too much time worrying about these things. But I think this looks better if I have it left aligned, because the center line's just off, but then there's still this big empty space there. And I don't know how to fill up that empty space. I just put a half-eaten cookie. Or I could just put bits of cookies. I could just put decoration there. Okay, I'm just going to go with decoration. I had that one layout I was happy with. And then I just put a hat there or something. Hat and a leaf. When in doubt, add some decoration. That's really lame. Oh, I know. I can put this over here. Oh, it's still in the group. That sucks. You know, why is it in that group? Ah, what did I do? It's still got eyeballs in it too, right? No eyeballs. Great. That doesn't solve my problem, though. Because I still have space to use. Unless I put this on the other side. That takes up a little bit more space. This might just be construed as a red herring, though. This one should be fine. That's clearly part of the logo. Eats up a little tiny bit of space. That might be okay, though. Let's just put 3 of them together. Or do I make the 3 berries like this? Oops. I think this is enough of a difference that it's not so much a red herring because it's clearly, it has 3 things and that's just a decoration. Kind of a crappy decoration, though. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to lay out this bottom bit here. I'm really actually kind of lost. I think I'm just going to leave it at this and put through the rest of it here. If I think of something else, I'll do it. What's next in the production line? Does it look good without it? Almost looks better without it. If I put these over here. If I swap these codes around, that's my last chance. The last chance I'm going to have to get this correct. Then I just have a balancing problem with that one. All right, I can't do your balancing. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to let it sit in the space in the bottom here that is spaced like this. I'll leave the hat on there. It's going to have a tad bit more space. It's just going to be like a logical divider there. If I put a more clear divider, it might make it better balancing, but I think I'll just have to live with that. Okay, so that's the gingerbread man. And the code is... So we have sad, because he's sad. That's clearly sad. And he's going to have the jacket as first row. Jacket's sad. And the pants go here because he was previously sad. So he has the pants. And then he's the naked guy. Nothing on him. It's naked. Jacket, pant, naked. And he has the hat. So he just has a hat plain, and then there's a plain one at the end. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to open up one of these ones. I'm going to do the encoding of it and get this thing done. Let's do... Escape Games Singles. This one is Gingerbread Man. What's next on the cookie production line? Make sure I spelled it right. And the art source for this one is, what do I have here? Art source is this file. And this is from Microtoxic. So representing somebody else, I hope this is cleared correctly. I like when people have names. I want to give people credit for this. I mean, I paid to use it, but still, I want to give credit for it. J, S, P, and H dash. Now when you enter this, I strip everything out, so you're going to be able to enter just as well, and that's fine. Into 2 spaces, that's not a problem. I have to check the code though as to whether it strips the dash or not. Let me check that one quickly too. This is in the server template single. It does strip the dash. And that was for the other games when you had label matching if you didn't want the dashes to be relevant, but here they are relevant. But it's here, it's very important for the game. It strips the slashes as well. Maybe I should just use a 0 for the naked guy. The guy that's totally plain. I could put a star. And this becomes star. I'm not super happy with that. Would an O be better? Or just a 0? Logically, it's a 0. But I want a 0, a proper 0 then, because that might be an O. So that's a bad thing to put as an O. Or I remove the restriction on the dashes. Why is the dash? It just dashes. Did I have a match type in here? Yeah, I never had that. What can I put in there that's not so bad? An easy symbol. This dashes isn't so bad. You have to know it's a dash. Slash I take out as well. I don't know why I take those out. A dot, an underscore. These are all for the other puzzles where you have names like doctor or number scores or passwords and stuff that they're not supposed to be relevant. The dash, however, is somewhat relevant. Because if you had a hyphenated name for other puzzles, maybe I should leave the dash in. I don't know. No, now I have a problem here. What do I want to do? Dash is also hard. You note on the keyboard, there's 2 different types of dashes, an M dash, N dash, and the hyphen, which could cause problems for people to enter it as well if you have the wrong one. So the other option is the Z, or a 1, a Q, a 1, a $sign. Or a plain I already have because I have pants. N for nothing. Oh, N's already used. O and 0 are a problem because you can't tell the difference. Colon seems like something that'd be stripped as well. Colon is more obvious though than a dash. Equals is there as well. Equals might work. Equals or a colon, I'm thinking. They imply something about the code, and that's the problem I don't like. Percentage is not stripped. And again, the stripping here is for other puzzles where you have names or things that might have dashes and stuff where you don't want like to punish people for it. And because I really hated that in a lot of puzzle games where you have like passwords and shit and you have to like pay attention, super pay attention to dashes and stuff. Obviously here's a different scenario, but I mean, I prefer not have that covered there. But what can I put here? Is Z for 0? And that makes no sense though. dash made the most sense. The dash actually makes sense. Dash, there's nothing there. Do I have to worry about M dashes and stuff? That's my concern about that, is the M dash matching. Is it going to be an M dash or not? I can close Windows, send the shutdown signal. Encoding is always a pain. If I put a letter, it's an issue. If I put a dash, it's nothing. If I put a slash, it's nothing. If I put it down here, what's another way to indicate that it's nothing that you can easily type on the keyboard? Well, I think that's the keyboard dash. I think everybody has that. That's the same as the minus. So I think that works. And I'm just going to quickly look at the other answers here. Snacking bears doesn't make a difference. Go back to that one. Advent candles doesn't make a difference. And animal tracks doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to get rid of those symbols for now. The idea, of course, is you could just do another matching thing. I could take it out, but I'm going to take the dashes out for now. I don't even like the dots and commas. They should usually be in there, but that was for a specific puzzle on the other game. Differs from main engine. The spaces are stripped, and that's the one that I do want to strip. Slashes. Okay, I'm going to say, I'm going to keep track of the ones that aren't relevant. Dot, comma, slash, slash. Okay. That should be good enough. So now I have the gingerbread man, JSP and ESH. You can enter it all packed together, and that's fine. I don't care. The likelihood of you getting that sequence and having a different answer in the right one is very low. So let's go off to that right now and try to produce this one. So just dev here first of all. Oh shit, I gotta install something here. Source mbin. So I was just working on the other one. I was working on the other game that I had to install new modules. And just dev, there you go. Whoa. Ah, yeah, okay, I forgot to install those. This is in the file, but mort-ora-y. Fine. Fine. Now just dev. What am I missing now? Oh, edA-qa red is fine, fine, fine. Okay. Just list, just build single gingerbread man. What? No such file or directory. Gingerbread man. Where'd I save this then? Gingerbread man. Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. Silly me. So I have gingerbread man, so now I should be able to go to my site, the local one. See, localhost, I just check this all works. Localhost 2500, this is from the development. Singles, gingerbread man. Now I'm just setting it up. So the puzzle is there, you can see it there. Hat, jacket, nothing special. He's sad, he has pants, and he is naked. Jacket, hat, pants, naked, sad. Jacket, naked and sad. Naked, sad. Hat. Nothing special. Pants. So we know he's sad and he has a jacket. So he's jacket sad. JS. JS. And this one is plain then. He's got nothing on him, or does it? No, he was sad, so he has the pants now. Pants. And this one is naked. You can see he's naked. It doesn't take much to tell that one. And this one here then must be, he has the hat on, because the hat's going down this way. It's got the hat. And then this one must be plain, so it gets the dash. And that is the puzzle then. So I can do just deploy singles. Whoops. I forget it was just deploy game singles. Yes, it is. I gotta rethink my deployment of this. There's no point in redeploying the whole thing every month, every week. edA-qa's room.com. Singles Gingerbread Man, and he should be there now. Gingerbread Man is now live. And I can type that over in the chat as well, so there's a record of that there. Just doing it on the other computer where the chat is. Gingerbread Man. There you have the Gingerbread Man. And I'll put it in the show notes as well. So, check your answer. There it is, the Gingerbread Man. That's the puzzle for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Most of you will probably go watch it later. And I'll throw this up on Twitter and on wherever I post, Facebook, and you'll see what it is. And check out other puzzles. You can look at my Facebook for previous posts or Instagram. Check YouTube where I design all of them. And that's my puzzle for today. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the puzzle. I wish you a Merry Christmas.